This is the third week, by the way, I've linked somebody that dropped out of school.
Either way, you don't have a choice of any decision that you make. It's either society chooses what you do, what you wear, how you look, or God chooses that for you.
You're on a losing streak, and I don't care who you are, you're gonna come across a losing streak as a trader.
Become your own person, become your own entrepreneur, work for yourself, work from home, do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, how many people can we have do that?
No, I didn't even graduate. I dropped out of school. I'm gonna be completely honest.
This is the third week, by the way, I've linked somebody that dropped out of school.
I dropped out, I'll say, right when I caught COVID. I'll say throughout that whole entire time, I was like, you know what? This school stuff really isn't for me. And I've been really focusing on my business and trading, teaching people. I just believe that's just what I'm called to do for life. And I believe as everybody, we have our own purpose. And I believe that nobody should be telling you what you should do except for yourself only. And that's it. And I was an engineer major. I was a mechanical engineer. I think it was either that or electrical.
Bro.
I can't even remember, honestly, bro.
It's been a while, huh?
I had a question to ask you. Do you feel like nowadays that school is a like an incentive, like something that you need, like in order to operate in the world?
Hell no.
Absolutely not.
No.
Well, Ibrahim went to school, so why do you?
Well, let me just put it this way. If you're using school to work on your business, then yeah, sure. School could be a great idea. If you're going to go to school to fucking be in debt and work a 9-to-5 job, then that's not the way to do it at all. For example, coding. For me, one of my biggest regrets is not learning coding. I don't know how to code. I have people do that shit for me. If I would have switched my major or realized that I need to use coding for my business and that it would just save me a lot of money, I would have learned how to do that myself. But instead, I'm way too busy now doing other things instead of learning how to code.
I think there can definitely be negative, cons to it, as far as like it can hinder you from actually starting like being an entrepreneur and stuff like that. But on the plus side, not everybody is built out to be an entrepreneur, and I feel like a lot of people, because right now the agenda that's getting kind of pushed up on social media is that become your own person, become your own entrepreneur, work for yourself, work from home, do what you want to do, and thrive, put the work in, do it all. But at the end of the day, how many people can we have do that? You know what I'm saying? We can't have a functioning society if everybody wants to be the top dog, the top entrepreneur, the top CEO.
And just to tap into that too, that just really creates an imbalance because not everybody can be at the top. We need people at the bottom, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just how society's wired. It's a capitalist system. Not everybody's gonna be at the top. Not everybody's gonna be an entrepreneur. Not everybody's gonna be a forex trader. Not everybody's gonna be this top model. Not everybody's gonna be at the top of whatever. Yeah. That's just how
it's getting kind of like muddled up right now because social media only pushes the top people on the algorithm, as you see. Exactly. So everybody that you ingest day to day is just the top of the line, the best person you could find, and then you take that as a role model for yourself. And then when you try and be like that person, sometimes it comes out and works for you in the right way. Sometimes it doesn't. But when it doesn't, it honestly just ruins people and it can mess with their psyche.
Do you think the capitalistic society is the most efficient, most productive society to be a part of?
As an entrepreneur, I will say yes. The reason why I say it is because if you have that top dog mentality, if you have that Kobe mentality of, okay, I'm just going to say fuck it and just do whatever I got to do day-to-day basis, regardless of what results I'm getting, then you're going to be at the top. That's just how it goes. People that are much older than us, they have so much deep level programming in their mind. It's kind of hard for them to get out of their shell. 100%. So once they unleash that shell on you, you're going to think yourself, oh, this is the only route I can do to be successful in life.
And scarcity adds value. I always say this to each and every single person, let alone even businesses. We've had issues where, for example, I was working with a client and they were having issues selling a certain product or it wasn't doing so well. So the solution was literally to make it scarce, make it an invite-only system that only a certain amount of people can have access to. So that when you do have access to it, it's special, right? That's why Rolls-Royce is Rolls-Royce. That's why Rolex is Rolex, because these guys have learned what it's like to apply scarcity to their brand. And that is why they are very, very expensive brands right now, because not a lot of people can get their hands on them. Same thing works with humans. If you're a person, you're not a scarce person. If you're around and you're friends with everybody, then to a certain extent, you're not going to be respected as much. If you're always that guy that's kind of like laughing at everybody's jokes, trying to always fit in with everyone, if you're not scarce with yourself, nobody's going to like you.
I wouldn't say nobody's going to like you. I feel like nobody will truly like you. Because, people can fake it, obviously.
They won't value you.
Exactly, value.
Well, deep down, they wouldn't like you, my
friend.
friend.
Value once you give something to abundance.
Absolutely. I believe everyone is a people pleaser. Each and every single person that you talk to is somehow, some way a people pleaser. The guy that you're working with is trying to please his boss. That boss is trying to please some other manager. That manager is trying to please the CEO. And only the person at the top doesn't have to be a people pleaser. Only that 1%. That's the only person that doesn't have to be
You
a
talk
people
about like
pleaser.
the billionaires of the world, or
The billionaires of the world.
But it also depends on like why you're people pleasing. If it depends, if, for example, the person that's trying to people please their boss, if their financial situation depends on it, then you kind of have to, give them the
100%.
give them the what's it called, the right of the moment to do it. So, but if it comes to the point where it's like somebody's just in a group and they're just laughing at everything somebody else says because they want to be valued by that person and they have no self-respect, that's when you come and draw the line and say, this guy's a people pleaser. He shouldn't, he doesn't have the value that this person would have.
that person that you're laughing at won't even respect you, by the way. But I want to ask both of y'all. So like, where does your upbringings come from? As you know, you both have something going on right now with yourselves, business and whatnot. Where did you guys kind of like stem from? And
And I always, like I said, I always had that entrepreneur hunger. I always had the hunger of just being able to really control my own destiny, do things when I want to, when I feel like it. And a lot of people, unfortunately, will never get to experience that reality solely because they're too scared. But going back to my background and everything, I always had this mentality of, okay, I got to do something with entrepreneurship. So I was tapping into eBay. I was doing drop shipping. I failed at everything I did. Like I tried selling fragrances on my college campus. Nobody even bought a single thing. I put up poster signs. Someone literally wrote like a dick on my poster sign. I was just looking, I was just like, what the fuck? But hey, look, that's okay though. I'm gonna keep it pushing. And like I never really got any type of outreach or no help or anything with anything I'm doing, honestly. Because this is one thing I really learned. Your free shit and your business has to be much more valuable than other people's paid shit. That's how I roll.
100%.
That's how you got to do this shit. But just overall, though, that's just what I love doing overall. I love teaching. I love entrepreneurship. It's just a challenge. It's a challenge, and I love being challenged because it forces me to improve myself just so I can empower people and empower everybody else around me.
So for you, let's say, for example, you start this amazing business, best idea you've ever thought about, and it just didn't go as well as you had hoped. When do you stop working on that business?
Never.
Start a new one.
Never. Now, never. I don't give. I'm gonna make that shit work. That's how I roll. You're on a losing streak, and I don't care who you are. You're gonna come across a losing streak as a trader. It's all about how do you take those losses in. Are you the type of person that's going to revenge trade? Are you the type of person that's going to, oh damn, I just lost all this money. I'm just gonna lay in my bed, put my face flat, and just start drooling and just taking naps for 5-6 hours. Yeah. Or what you can do is journal what happened and go, okay, this is what's going on. Let me not do this next time, and let me approach it a much better way the next time.
There's many programs that speak about, one of them is Monk Mode, one of them is the 75-day challenge or whatever the fuck, that speaks about, meditating or drinking a certain amount of water or just, maintaining a crazy diet. And it all helps you kind of sustain yourself. But at the end of the day, whatever works for you, whatever is unhealthy, you don't need somebody to come to you and tell you, hey, drinking is bad, smoking weed is bad for you.
Yeah.
You don't need somebody to come to you and tell you that eating McDonald's every single fucking day is bad for you. Like, the answer.
but I think too, like those methods of trying to get disciplined are great, but like at the end of the day, like you have to do that. Like you have to mentally tell yourself, like it's time.
You gotta want that shit for yourself.
Exactly. Like I promise you, like for me, even like I can speak on my experience, like I don't have like, okay, I would say I actually would love to try some of these things because I feel like it would take me to the next level, right? But it's like for me, like I wake up on a go mode. Like I don't have any like I want to relax one day. I want.
Oh yeah, same here.
I don't have that because I kind of know what I want for myself. Because when you find that purpose, it's very difficult to kind of like stop it.
Like once I wake up in the morning, I'm winning. There you go. You winning. You're alive. You're breathing. We're talking on a podcast right now. We're able to fucking do what we love to do. Absolutely. This is a blessing, bro.
The number one reason to depression, in my opinion, is just not having gratitude for what you have. You have children dying, and then you have people here depressed for what?
Because they get no views on TikTok.
Because their girlfriend dumped them.
He mentioned that.
And I did mention that in a podcast as well, which is I still believe in it. It's something that I genuinely resonate with because I've lived in that life over there, and I'm here right now, and I don't have the ability to be depressed.
But you have to remember too, like that. I feel like, and I'm not like justifying why people are depressed. They have that. If you're dealing with that, I 100% believe you should be getting help and whatnot. But it's like, you experience such a rough life. For you, this is like heaven, like
100%.
nearly. You know what I mean? And for somebody else, like this is like all they know. They kind of feel like they want per se they deserve better, right? There's a difference between deserving better and working for better. If you're working for better and you're saying you want better and you're putting in the work, it's like I applaud that person. Every day.
I think if you're not getting better, then you don't deserve better. I think if you're, for example, let's say you're in a relationship and God forbid your man abuses you and you're not getting better, you don't deserve better because you're not going to seek better. You're staying in the same exact spot and you're being abused. So no, you don't deserve better because you didn't seek for better.
Exactly.
And now social media is messing everyone up, man. You have like what, porn stars talking
We
about
got porn stars like Mia Khalifa and all these other porn stars telling women on how to be a real woman, telling men on what a real man is, and telling these girls what men want. A man of value and a man with respect is not going to want that shit. A man with respect wants a woman that respects him and that follows through and follows his lead. I'm not saying, oh, bitch, do the dishes every 5 seconds, or bitch, do this, or bitch, do that. No. Relationships are simple.
Some of them like it, bro. I'll be honest with you, but continue.
Once you go against the natural biological formula and you try to reverse shit and you try to do things like that you shouldn't be doing, a man try to do shit a woman should be doing, or a woman try to do things a man should be doing, you're going to create an imbalance. And that's what society is right now. It's imbalanced as fuck.
It comes a lot from people just being inherently selfish, especially in the West nowadays. It wasn't culture of the East, or like just because culture and religion were very intertwined in the East, and especially up until like 100 years ago, that religion was the way you grew up, and that every book of that any religion teaches sacrifice. It teaches non-selfishness. Before, in the war 100 years ago, men would go sacrifice their lives just for their families.
And you're seeing that, like I noticed, like I think I saw one stat where like the divorce rate was like 50%.
Much
in
higher,
the United
much higher.
States. Why do you feel like okay, we got a little bit into that, but especially nowadays, why do you feel like that's the case? Like,
social media. Everyone has
Social
options.
media.
Everyone has options now.
I'll say this, man. This is the reason why divorce rates is so high in this country. It's because you allow people, like, just think about it. People, men and women, are allowed to go to court and divorce their wife or divorce their husband just for the fuck of it. When you're able to divorce somebody for just no apparent reason, because they just see something, that could be better for them.
Do you think that stems from money though?
That stems from
For women, yes. For men, no.
From women, it's money. A lot of times when a woman starts earning more than a man, because it's hypergamy. You can't go against hypergamy. It's just the laws of human nature. Women are hypergamous, and that's okay. Regardless of how much you want to say, oh no, she couldn't be about, no, she's about her bread, bro. There's good women everywhere, man. It's just a lot of times the good woman is not gonna be highlighted. They're gonna highlight the city girls, the Megan Thee Stallions, the shaking ass on Twitter all day. They're gonna highlight those females, and that's okay. Like I said, if they want to do that, that's cool. But we know what type of woman we want in our life. And
especially
those
for somebody that's want to be successful as yourself. Exactly.
And I automatically I lose respect for any man that lets his girl go out or have any guy friends or go out with them.
Like hell no.
I lose respect. You are nothing to me if you're letting your woman go out, because then that tells me a lot about you. That tells me you don't have value. That tells me you don't even respect. To a certain extent, you don't have as much
respect for yourself,
scarcity for even for your family. If you had a sister, would you let her out?
Absolutely not.
At that certain time, no, of course not.
Hell no.
So that tells me I don't want to be a part of your life. I don't want to speak to you because your values are not like mine. You could go ahead and do your values. You could do whatever you think is right, but it doesn't align with mine. So have a great rest of your life.
Do you feel my fault? Do you feel like when in your life did you feel like you wanted to be in different circles? You want to be in different groups? Like again, you wanted.
Bro, I'll say high school, man. I was just seeing
agree.
that shit, bro. I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? I literally asked myself that question. I said, bro, I'm trying to take my life to the next level. How am I supposed to take my life to the next level if I'm around the wrong people that's just trying to do bullshit all their life and not really do much at all, not even trying to grow? How am I going to grow myself if I'm hanging with dead seeds? I'm a seed that's alive. I want to be around other alive. I want to have a forest. I want to grow. You can't just grow with a whole bunch of dead seeds. It's just gonna be like this floor right here. It's nothing. It's just the fucking floor and shit. Like nothing's gonna grow, bro. You can't be around people that are complacent. You can't be around guys that just want to bullshit all day. You can't be around that because that energy is gonna rub off on you.
It all ties back into value as a whole. You need to find people with equal or more values than yourself, because values is what's going to make or break you at the end of the day. It's what's making or breaking our society as a whole in the U.S. I mean, if you even see the U.S. as a whole, their values is freedom, right? That's what they're built on. So if they give freedom to every single niche and what we're obligated to do, then people are going to start diverting into different ways and then going to what they feel like, because we have no inherent baseline value, right?
Exactly.
So that's why if you go back to divorce rates are going up because people feel as if divorces are valueless. Before, back in the day, 100 years ago, maybe nothing has changed since then. You could say hypothetically nothing has changed. Men are in the same exact relationships that women are in, but the only difference is that divorce is, one, easier, and number two, it's not as valued as it used to be. Back then, when you divorced somebody, it was a big deal. It'd be families splitting apart.
Exactly.
It'd be the entire the stepfathers, the mother-in-laws, all that stuff just gone. They all have feuds between each other.
Exactly.
So divorce was a big thing, and marriage was also a big thing. But nowadays, since divorces are very easy, and at the same time it's also pushed as an agenda of the U.S.,
Exactly.
then people are saying, oh, if I get a divorce, not a big deal. It just happens every day. It's another case. And so now that people are encouraged by that, that's when divorces are spiking up. Now that it has less value, it's becoming more abundant. As you can tell, the connection between the two is a correlation.
Exactly, because why they program
value, yeah.
they program women nowadays to have this Miss Super Independent. Now, if you're a lady, that's good that you got something going on for yourself. But at the end of the day, we're humans. We need each other. Regardless of how much you can say, I don't need a woman, I don't need a man. Lady,
Yeah, married.
you need a man. You need.
When have you
a
ever
guy.
heard a man say, "I don't need a woman"? When?
I don't think I've ever heard one.
I've never heard a man say, "I don't need." Have you said that before?
Hell no.
It makes us better.
Exactly.
The right one makes us better. To be
That's what I'm
honest.
saying.
The right
Take
one makes
your
us
life
better.
off.
We have something to work towards, but then women are out here petitioning against not having a man and thinking it's better not to have a man. You're not gonna have grandchildren if you don't have a man.
You gonna have cats and
You're gonna have a lot of cats, for one. And two, the thing that makes a woman valuable is her ability to reproduce. So if you're gonna be 60 years old with no grandchildren and $1 million, you're not gonna have anybody to celebrate those $1 million with. Meaning that you're gonna be a lonely ass bitch.
even when you got those cats and everything, Garfield's gonna be mad at you one day. He's gonna be like, man, you don't got no life. Just leave me alone. You know how cats are, bro. You know how cats are. They just want to be left alone sometimes.
they're very
they
private.
want their
They're not
private
dogs.
time.
Dogs are everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dogs are everywhere, but with the cats, the cats are gonna get tired of you too. So you might as well go outside, go to the gym, improve yourself. Look good. It's not much you got to do, ladies. A man's gonna look at you, and no matter what you got on, if he likes you, he's gonna come up to you and talk to you. And just show him respect. And he's going to show you your respect. And guys, make sure you're showing your respect too. And as long as you show your respect, you're going to be in the clear. And then next thing you know, she's all yours. That's it.
If anything, I think every argument that the left and the right have is just the West versus the East. And so the East is where we used to have culture. Obviously, there's the pros and the cons in the East. There's a lot higher standards, and at the same time, there's a lot higher punishments. Here, it's a lot more free. You can do what you want, but at the same time, the punishments aren't as strict, and even then, you can't even get caught doing a lot of stuff that you would get caught back over there in the East. So, when you come back to the overall point with the West and the East, it's that they had higher values than we do, and we value freedom. They value actual they value religion. They value a lot of things that inside the religion that all the rules that follow that. Since we don't value that here, we have freedom of religion. Anybody can follow what they want, and so when you have that, you have everybody saying, "Oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this," and then you have a different level of everybody being on different timings, and it's kind of just rough trying to tell everybody to go one way while the other half of the U.S. and their social media is trying to tell everybody to go another way. It's just like a fight between the two, and you're never going to have complete.
Do you feel
unity.
Do you feel like which system is better there? For all three of you guys,
I think there's a pros and cons in both. I think
There's pros and cons with everything.
for me personally, I love the East. I love the way they do things, and I love it favors people that work harder, and it favors people that follow the family guidelines.
The East, 100%.
Yeah.
100% the East.
I think the West can be chaotic.
The West is better if you want a free ball life. If you just want to not go anything according to God, if you just want to be all in power of yourself, it's better in the West. But in the East, it's you're not the only one living in this world. You're living under God. So if you're going to live in this country, you got to follow the rules.
Well, either way, you don't have a choice of any decision that you make. It's either society chooses what you do, what you wear, how you look, or God chooses that for you.
True,
and you just follow it that way. Yeah. So it's completely up to you.
Absolutely. But yeah, like you said, I'm definitely a fan of the East. I feel like you said, you're under God, so you have a ceiling of discipline. The West doesn't promote discipline. I don't feel like it's the West promotes. Oh, we can be rich, this that, but they don't promote how to get to that riches and the amount of sacrifice and disciplines it takes to get to that money or to even any career path. Because to be honest, money is not the all due to like success rate. You know, it could be literally if you want to be a nurse, if you want to be a lawyer, a doctor, that is your definition of success. At all costs, that is, you know, you're a successful person in your eyes, you know.
Exactly.
Even then, it's still desire. Like they show you financial desires, they show you sexual desires, they show you everything that can be like turned into feeling. I want this.
Exactly.
It's never do this and be this way and like follow this law. And like even if you don't want to do this, that's never that. And they never purport that kind of agenda because that would be like that goes against what they're trying to like have people do.
That's
They
why
want people to go
exactly the
closer,
truth.
get further away from God as a whole, so they can control everybody's mind easier.
He's spitting right now. He's spitting. Yeah. He is spitting. And going back to that too with the feelings, the sexual desires and everything, fucking porn they put out there and everything. All that shit is brainwashing people on a day-to-day basis. Because when you sit there and you's a teenager, you watching porn and shit, right? First off, you don't even know what the fuck you're doing. Second, you're bored as hell. And you just try to like, I just want to just sit there and just get one off or something like that, right? Instead of taking that energy and putting into some shit like that, why not put it into, let's say, exercising, going to the gym, something like another extracurricular activity? Like, why are you sitting there beating your dick, homie? Like, that's just messed up, man. If you have a problem with beating your dick, everybody's gonna laugh at this one probably. Record yourself. And after you record yourself, I want you to look at the video and go, this is what I'm doing. You are going to never do that shit again. I promise you. Just record yourself doing that shit. And I promise you'll never do it again. I promise you. I just gave y'all some free sauce right now.
We're speaking from experience.
I ain't speaking from experience. But this is just like, I just thought about it just now. Like one thing I did, like, you know, like when I was a teenager or some shit, like when I say, you know what, this shit is annoying. This shit is like, what am I doing? There's real women out here. I could be talking to women, dating women, and doing whatever, right? And I'm sitting here looking at some fucking videos. You're sitting there watching videos when you can really be going out and talking to other people yourself. Because look, think about it. If you're a guy watching porn, you're literally watching another guy have sex with a woman. That is nasty. You're a nasty guy. And especially if you're a grown man, you cannot be doing that, bro. Get yourself together, get yourself up, and go talk to some real girls.